time of Khalid bin Walid, in the battle of Yarmouk. This was the ultimate battle. After this day, the Christians never came into the Arab Peninsula. The Muslims were 41,000. And the conservative estimate of the Romans were that they were 140,000. And Khalid bin Walid was checking his ranks. He was checking his men. And he walked past this young soldier who was looking at the Roman soldiers and their army. And he marveled at their numbers and how much weapons they had. And he said, how many are the Christians and how few are the Muslims? And Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu said, don't say that. For say how many are the Muslims and how few are the Romans and the Christians. Because weakness comes from being forsaken by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Weakness comes from being forsaken by Allah. If you lose Allah, you lose everything. You lose everything. And if you attain the one Allah, you have everything. After the battle of the Murtadeen, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu told Khalid bin Walid, now the superpower of the day, the superpower, the Persians are waiting. And he said, go and deal with them, but allow your men, those who want to go home, because they fought many battles, to go home. And Khalid bin Walid made the announcement. He has 13,000 men. Out of those 13,000 men, 11,000 decided to go. He only had 2,000 men and he was going to face the superpower, the Persians. And he wrote a letter to Umar ibn Khattab. And he said, oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, I've only got 2,000 men left. And Umar and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu sent a reinforcement in the shape of how many men? He sent a reinforcement in the shape of one person, Qaqa ibn Amr, for 11,000 men. And the Sahaba said, oh Abu Bakr, what you doing? What you doing? 11,000 men and you are replacing them with one man? And he said, yes, because those ranks which have the likes of Qaqa ibn Amr will never be forsaken by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because these were men of substance. And by Allah, these people were never forsaken by Allah. You never had the concept of Guantanamo Bay, Belmarsh. You were never humiliated in the time of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. One Muslim prisoner was humiliated in the Byzantine lands. And the news reached Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. And Umar ibn Abdul Aziz wrote a letter to the governor. And he said, before you place this letter down, free that Muslim prisoner. For by Allah, I will send an army which begins here and ends where you are. There was never a time, really, there was never a time like what happened in Israel and Palestine in the time of Mu'tasim. One Muslim lady was slapped in the Byzantine lands and she cried out, Wa Mu'tasima. And the Romans began to laugh and they said, why are you calling Mu'tasim? He's thousands of miles away. You think he's going to jump on his black and white horse and come and save you? And the news reached Mu'tasim. The news reached Mu'tasim, and Mu'tasim sent an entire army for the izzah of one Muslim lady. And he told every single one of them, he said, each one of you climb, and when you go on a black and white horse. And you look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns the tables. Wallahi, one Israeli soldier gets kidnapped, who by international law is upholding an illegal occupation. And the Israelis follow the sunnah of Mu'tasim and they send the entire army. They send the entire army. But the difference between their army and Mu'tasim's army is that Mu'tasim's army didn't terrorize women and children. They didn't knock out electricity plants. They didn't terrorize innocent women and children.